Some of the biggest companies in the world become so profitable because they've got the right philosophy when it comes to marketing for customers. They have two types of customers. This is the philosophy they use. And I've used that philosophy in my businesses as well. Right now we're in an entertainment venue that I own. I want to show you how I market my business to grab those two types of customers. Let's get into it. The problem with this business, the big challenge with this business, an attraction business, in fact, most businesses, is you're getting lots of customers that only transact with you once or twice a year. Here, we have to get hundreds of thousands of customers coming through the doors just to make this work, to make it pay. Now, they're spending on average 10 to 30 pounds per transaction, quite low average transactional value. Now, that's made up with the gate admissions price. You've got some food and beverage spend in there, maybe a little bit of retail too. The customers are also really fickle because if there's a new entertainment venue opening up in town or a new restaurant opening up in town, the customers want to go and give it a go because it's new. So you're faced with all those challenges. But there's another big challenge. What if you have an economic downturn, or if you run an outdoor attraction and it rains for days on end, so no one wants to come? There's no stability in your cash flow. So you need to find a way of getting stability into your cash flow. So you could open a business like this, which is one of my day nurseries. I'm sitting in it right now. Big difference with this business, you haven't got hundreds of thousands of individual customers. In our day nursery here, 120 individual customers makes this all tick. And you get to know the customers very well because they're transacting with you every single day, which creates great loyalty between your team members, your staff that work for you, and the customers, the parents and the children. They get to know you, you're building a relationship. So if a new day nursery opens up in the town, it's very unlikely that they're going to go and try the competitor because they're loyal to you, because they're transacting with you all the time. Let's talk about that transactional value as well. You know, a day nursery space here in the UK for a full-time space could be 800 to 1,500 pounds per calendar month. It's a much higher average customer value, and the customer is staying with you for up to 4 years before they go on to school. So that model of business on one hand is much stronger than the one that I spoke about with our visitor attraction, where people come once or twice a lifetime or once or twice a year, and you need to find 100,000 customers, where this one you only need to find 120 customers. But the problem with the day nursery business is to find those 120 customers takes a lot longer. It's a much bigger buying decision than it is for a day out, for example. So you need to try and find a method of getting both. And that's what I did. So we've got two very different types of customer here. I call them the most and the ideal customer. At Marsh Farm, our visitor attraction that I showed you earlier, that's my most customers, hundreds of thousands of individual customers. The day nursery is your ideal customer, much higher average transactional value. But what if you could combine the two in the same business so that your ideal customers are fed from your most customers and your most customers feed from your ideal customers, so it works in unison? This tree here explains this philosophy. The tree represents my most customers. The fruits on the tree represents my ideal customers. I get the fruits because of my most customers. I get the fruits because I put my time in growing the tree. So hundreds of thousands of customers here. My ideal customers are the day nursery customers. My ideal customers are those that come to my higher price paid events, but they're coming because they're trying the most stuff at a lower average transactional value rate. My ideal customers are my members. I get thousands of members off the hundreds of thousands of people that come to the visitor attraction, but they come there and they try a lower average transactional value and then go into our membership scheme, so they come all the time. I get these ideal customers because I've built my tree that allows me to pick my fruits. And if you can do that in your business, you're going to have a much more stability of cash flow. Let's go into that just a little bit further. I'm a big fan of actually using a pen and paper rather than just a computer screen when you're brainstorming your business. And this is what I do in my notebooks. Whenever I look at a business, I write this blue line down the middle of a page and I put the word zero. This blue line represents break even in your business. This is when you can pay all the bills, you're not making any excess profits, but you're also not losing money. Then you write the word profit up here, the word loss down here, and then you write down first letters of each month of the year, January, February, March, April, October, etc., on the top. And then you want to think about your business's turnover. What's your business's revenue? And you'll know the profitability of each and every single month in your business, but in your head. What we want to do is commit that to paper. Some businesses have huge seasonal trends. Some months they make a lot of money, and other months they can lose money. For example, if you've got a restaurant on a beach, for example, there's a good chance you're going to make a lot of money in June, July, August, September, but not so much in December and January. Also, if you've got a business that trades off of Christmas, December you're going like gangbusters, and January is not so good. So we want to commit this to paper. So we're in the month of January here, and I've got an outdoor visitor attraction. So we're down here. Are we going to make any money in January with an outdoor visitor attraction? No siree. So we're in the lost periods. But then March starts to get better. April's good, May's good, June's good, July's good, August is fantastic, September it goes down. Why? It's an outdoor visitor attraction, allowing lots of kids to come to us that are on school holidays. But in September they all go back to school. October's really good, November's terrible, December's okay because we do a big Christmas grotto at our visitor attraction. So that sort of tracks the revenue of the business. And I can see that in my mind's eye. I've got some troughs here. The peaks need to be bigger than the troughs for it to make money. Yes, most people get by on seasonal businesses because they make sure the peaks beat the troughs, but that's just naff, isn't it? You really want to build a business so that you've got regularity of cash flow all the time. So what I did is I looked at my outdoor visitor attraction. I thought, well, that's my most customers. That's hundreds of thousands of people that are making that happen. But I'd like some ideal customers. So I opened up a membership business, as I explained earlier. And so the members give me nice regular cash flow coming in the business. I've got some cash flow here to fill in the troughs here. I've got some cash flow here to fill in the troughs here. And it actually makes the peaks peak even more. But further, we opened a day nursery, so I've got more regular cash flow. Actually, they dip a little bit here and they bring in more cash here. So I've got a dip here, but I've got a big enough trough in the most customers to pay for the trough of the ideal customers. And I've got more peaks here and more peaks here, more peaks here. That helps make this a much more predictable cash flow business. This is mixing your most and ideal customers together in a perfect serendipity to make a great business. So physically, how can you make this work in one of your businesses? And this is a process or a philosophy called sweating the asset. Now, this big box here represents Marsh Farm, my outdoor visitor attraction that we saw earlier. What you want to do is get as many revenue streams from the site as possible. And I've done this in multiple other businesses, so I know it works. Now, you've got a big 70-acre visitor attraction here. And what I can do is just take a little bit to build my day nursery. I take a little bit to build my membership revenue business. I take a little bit to build other revenue streams. This could be a party venue on the side, or it could be accommodation. I want to do glamping and accommodation in the future on the site as well. So the main site is paying for all the overhead, bringing me those hundreds of thousands of individual customers that feeds into these other revenue streams on the site, but then they also feed back into your central bank account, usually at much higher average transactional value. Now, here's the great news about this philosophy as well. The business in the blue box is paying for most of the overheads, the pounds that you need to pay for the business rates, to pay for all your taxes, to pay for all your staff, to pay for all your property improvements is covered here. So the profits, the big profits, could come from here. But we get these easily because we have our most customers over here. And that's how I do it in my business. What we're really grasping here or understanding is average lifetime value. My most customers, the ones that are coming to our visitor attraction, there's lots of them, hundreds of thousands of individual customers a year, spending between 30 and 60 pounds over their lifetime. Some of them come once or twice a year, but lots of them only come once a lifetime. So we average it up. The customer is worth around 60 pounds of lifetime value. Now let's look at the day nursery. There's only 100 or maybe 200 customers in a day nursery, spending £1,000 averagely per month and staying for 4 years. So the customer value is £48,000. So we've got £60 from hundreds of thousands of people, or 100, 200 people pumping in £48,000 worth of lifetime value. And once you understand this, business can really explode for you. Because I think the philosophy is have lots of most customers that allow you to fish in a pool for your ideal customers. Now, if this sounds a little bit complicated or you want to know more, the guys at Amex have created the Business Trends and Insights Hub. They've done an article of how you can work out lifetime value in your business, plus really cool trendy tricks and other articles to help grow your business. Now, it's not just me that's doing this. There's massive companies around the world that are using this philosophy. There's a big entertainment company that I know of, and they've got a subscription service that you pay around $6.99 for a load of their media and content. They create all this media and content that allows them to sell toys and merchandise on the back of that content. And that's really powerful for them, because them toys and merchandise could be £100 worth of average customer value via the $6.99 for the subscription service. But then they've opened up hotels and cruise lines at much higher average transactional value. So when you mix this all together, you get an ecosystem of brilliance for your business's profitability. Let's make sure we've really got a grasp and understanding of this. I want you to get a piece of paper and I want you to write down this: average customer value, ACV, average transactional value, ATV, and average lifetime value, ALV. Once we've got this in our business, it's just amazing what can happen to the profitability. So let's make up a business here. We're going to call it ABC Limited. And ABC Limited generates average customer value of £10 every time someone transacts with us. But how often do they transact with us? Well, they're transacting with us 2 times a year. So they're now worth £20 per year to us. And their lifetime value is 5 times over their lifetime. So that is £100 worth of lifetime value. So if you know your customer's lifetime value is £100, what can you spend on marketing to get more customers? But when we go one step further with this, we want to understand funnels, because this is how business works. When I spoke about that entertainment company earlier, or indeed the content that I make for my business training business, we have an element of free. So I'm making podcasts, I'm doing YouTube videos, which are all accessible for free. Then I have low value orders, LVOs. People can buy my books. Then I have my medium value orders. This might be people that come on one of my courses, but my ideal customers are those that come to my seminars. Let's now do this with another one of my businesses. I make lots of free content for kids to watch for our visitor attractions, and that's all free. We're going to write some books. They're low value orders, children's storybooks. Wow, that's amazing. Medium value orders are people that actually pay to come to our visitor attraction. But our ideal customers are those that come to our day nursery or join our membership program. That big entertainment company that I spoke about earlier, they've got free content and free media that allows them to build an audience that love them. Their low value orders could be tickets to their theme parks or buying their toys. Their medium value orders could be people that go on their cruise ships or in their hotels. And ideal customers are those that spend lots with them every single year because they're big brand ambassadors of them. If you can get this philosophy into your business, it's just going to be amazing for you. If you're loving these videos, make sure you subscribe to the Amex YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video to help grow your business.